Because the downside of, you know, the internet practically rescuing me from hell is that I experienced a different type of hell. I've been dropped by 3 different brands for just simply mentioning God, simply mentioning my faith. It just confirms everything that I believe, which is that I'm going to be the odd one out forever. I can wholeheartedly say that. I think there are some demons you fight when you're an influencer. Good morning, everybody. This is Kelly Stamps, or should I say Ballerina Stamps. Today, I am rocking a ballerina core, sort of 90s-ish inspired outfit. I am kind of a fashion queen. I'm just like a really subtle one. Yes, I'm still standing here. One arm is recording. I want to express my fashion more. And I didn't have any sort of agenda today for filming a video, but I said, you know what? Show the people. Show the Stampede. All right, my leg is starting to hurt. Show the Stampede what I'm made of. I am Misty Copeland, but not misty. I'm like damp, moist Copeland. Ballet student, you know, just little ballet ingenue. I'm gonna get my day started. I'm so excited for you to do this with me. Okay, this is my sad little ugly breakfast. Ooh, wait, look at that. Wow, that is so good. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Ooh, girl, did you put something in this? Oh my goodness. You got that Bobby Flay technique. Wow. This is where I got the greatest fresh pasta to go make my bolognese, and they responded to my Google review. I love family-owned businesses on the street. This is where I get all my groceries for cooking. The most iconic villain in showbiz history. Not Ashley. Sorry, she's cool too. She's cute. We're referring to Victoria Grayson, my inspiration.
To be an effective one, this is what you call mitigating damage. You lost your damn mind.
Compared to the initiative's previous acts of terror, this was a triumph!
No lives were lost, including yours. And for that, you are entirely in my debt, which is why when I'm elected governor tonight, I expect to see you by my side.
We need to talk about something. Henry Czerny, whatever his name is, acted his butt off in this series. Whenever, what's his name? Conrad Grayson starts yelling at you like this, and then he you know he means business. What I just meant by that was when he starts yelling and then goes into that exact whisper, you're like, I feel like I'm in trouble too right now. Okay, I just made a new clip because my hand got tired holding this. I should get a tripod, but I'm very comfortable right now on my couch from Living Spaces. So I came across this article, which I have to talk about. I think I'll make a separate video possibly just addressing this article, but I don't want it to come across like I'm complaining. If I make that video, I've tried to film it 3 times and I haven't been able to post it because I know that, unfortunately, it's going to get misconstrued no matter what. But isn't that everything you put out there online? You could post a picture of like yourself saving a honey badger from a tree that's on fire, and people will be like, so I don't like the way you handled that. Like the fact that like someone would just find a way to ruin that. You could post a picture of you holding flowers and it would be like, that's offensive. Why are the flowers white? So it's like, there's going to be something wrong with everything. But anyway, I saw this article and my friend sent it to me, another influencer, and it was titled Influencers Are Not Okay. Influencers Are Not Doing Okay. I'll link it below in my description box or in the comment section. But this article featured Victoria Paris, her name is, on YouTube. She's on TikTok, but I found her on YouTube. I don't go on TikTok to watch influencers. I go to watch cooking videos and a few select people who have really good style. I'm like, that's a good outfit. Then I go to my closet and wear the same 5 things. And then I watch aviation videos. It's all aviation. Like my following is just all aviation and then like random funny accounts where there's just like dog content. So this article featured a few different influencers and Victoria literally said everything that I was feeling. In fact, to where I'm like, I could have written this myself. It looks like she left the city just like how I did. Well, I went up to Connecticut, but then I ended up leaving altogether just because I'm just like, whatever. I just want to like take a class in person and see what it's like. But anyway, she was saying how she'd been stalked, she'd been harassed, she'd been chased down the street. She was in a constant state of anxiety. Everything she said is exactly what I've dealt with, but on actually a more extreme level. I can relate to it because the downside of, the internet practically rescuing me from hell is that I experienced a different type of hell. And I always talk about like demonic addiction sometimes. Like I try to like not get too preachy on here, but I don't care. This is my life. This is my channel. I decide what goes on it. I don't care if more brands like to drop me. I've been dropped by 3 different brands for just simply mentioning God, simply mentioning my faith. And it just confirms everything that I believe, which is that I'm going to be the odd one out forever. There are only so many YouTubers who speak out about things they believe in because, we get canceled for all that. People assume the worst about Christians all the time, whatever. But I can wholeheartedly say that I think there are some demons you fight when you're an influencer. And one of those particularly is greed. And I was talking about this. I pushed myself, like this certain creator said, and other creators in there, pushed myself past the brink, which I knew I couldn't do. I was filming, I think, for a couple weeks at a time. It was like, it's hard to put into hours. It's not going to sound like a lot. But let's say I was putting about 40 hours to 50 hours a week into my channel during that time. And I was making so much money. And when I crossed a certain like dollar amount that I never thought I could make in my life, I just thought I can make this last forever. And here we are now. I'm like burnt out completely trying to, bring some normalcy back into my life. The demonic thing that I felt was like this dark thing just kept pulling me towards it more and more. Like you need more. It's not enough. I was just disgusted if I made less than 10 grand a month. And I was checking the analytics. I kid you not. I think 15 to 30 times a day from 2019 to 2020, half through 2021. And then finally, I just hit a wall. And like the creator said in this article, like many of them said, you realize the price that you pay for fame. Now, I've never wanted to be famous. I said this over and over again since the start. I don't care if anyone gets offended by this. I do not like being famous. I like being recognized for my work. I like recognition, not fame. I do not want to be idolized. Again, going back to what I believe in, idolization is a sin. Greed is a sin. All of these things are just so detrimental to your mental health. Believing that someone's better than you just because of what they have. And I mean this in the best way, but there have been incidents like what she said in this article where people have come up to me on the street and the worst encounter, I mean, I don't even know, there's so many, but the weirdest encounter I've had was when a woman approached me in front of my apartment building in New York City when I had roommates. And she just waited there. And then she came up to me and hugged me. And it happened so fast, I didn't know how to react. And I didn't hug back. My arms are just here. And I'm just wondering, why is she thinking it's okay to touch me? And she's like, sis, I've been always wanting to meet you. I feel like, whatever. She says something to me where she's just like, I can't believe it. Like, you're doing so great. And I said, thank you so much. But I'm still processing, why did she grab me and hug me? And it wasn't like a quick hug. It was like a long hug. And I understand why people feel like it's comfortable to do this because, I'm so just like, I am who I am. People tell me I come across very genuine to the camera. So it does feel like you have a friend sometimes, but in reality, I don't know the person in front of me doing this. I know how they feel, but I don't know them. And if they knew me, like they actually knew me as a person off camera, I don't like to be touched. I am not touchy. My way of showing affection is taking you to the Japanese dollar store. I am touchy with my partner, maybe when I have a boyfriend, whatever. But even that takes time. So it just felt really wrong. But then this person kept hanging out outside of my apartment building. And I started to wonder, like, what if I pissed this person off and they doxed my address? So I moved. And a lot of times in the past when I moved, I claimed it was just because I wanted to like hang out, move around. It was because I got doxed or someone just found out where I lived somehow. So it's really weird. Anyway, so the weirdest thing is when you're an internet person, an influencer. This is so long, I'm sorry. It's not like being a celebrity. We've known Beyonce since she was famous, since she was a young star. We've known Brad Pitt since he was famous. We've never seen like Brad Pitt in the trenches, or maybe you have, I don't know. We've never seen like Florence Pugh. I'm just thinking of random actors right now, or just famous people. But with internet people, I'm telling you my story, my truth. So anyway, with all that being said, people really resonate with influencers, but it's almost like too much to where, off the street, it does get weird. Now, luckily for me, lately, it hasn't been weird. I haven't had any serious problems. I think it's because I've been open about how much I hate it happening to me. And I think people really respect it. I've had really respectful encounters of people coming up to me, hey, just so you know, I don't want to disturb you while you're eating. I really like your channel. And they walk away. I'm like, thank you so much. And sometimes I respond back and we have full-on conversations and I go. But when I could sense the energy of, I don't see her as a real person, I run. I actually straight up ran from somebody recently and I had no shame about it. 2 years ago, I would feel bad and be like, oh, I feel like I have to, make them feel comfortable. Whoever thinks to make me feel comfortable? Very few people when they come up to me. So I finally started putting myself first. So again, going back to this article, a few influencers mentioned how they left large cities, how they left, that environment that I'm referring to, the it girl thing. I was the New York City it girl for a minute. I was that, quirky, relatable, quirky Black girl who's like killing it in the city. So I did what I had to do, which I'm still figuring out right now. But I immediately was like, I can't even be in my home in Connecticut. I can't even be there because the temptation is right there. The whole point was to get out of the city, and I was out of the city. But then I would go to the city sometimes because unlike Los Angeles County or San Diego County or literally anywhere else, you're not cool if you live in Fairfield or Westchester. You're like nobody. People don't come up to see you. It's not like Brooklyn where it's like close. It's not, like Long Island. No one cares about you. You're in Long Island, you're in Long Island. You're not going into Manhattan. And if you are, it's like, best of luck. That railroad is long. So I felt very cut off. So it was like an adjustment period. What is it like being slightly irrelevant for once in my life? What is it like having people treat me like an outsider? And I quickly realized when I went up there, the only person who came to visit me was my friend Anne-Marie. Hey, Anne-Marie. She did not hesitate. She came up to me in my little small town, came all the way up, figured out the train by herself, and it made me so happy because her and Elliot are the realest people on this platform. Mark my words. Very few influencers are real about this. That's why I like this influencer, Victoria Paris, for being very open and talking about these things because it's not easy. It's not easy being, trying to take the higher ground. It's not easy trying to be trying to have your integrity. And there are so many I know, and I've spoken to this other influencer. I don't know if she wants to be brought up or not, but she quit and she came back years later with a new channel and we spoke as well. And I'm just like, you inspire me to always put myself first. It's completely honorable to me to be like, you know what? Something's not working. If it's not working, it's not working. You got to hit the drawing board and redo. So it's like, I don't want my life to be determined by if my views do well or not. And when I went up to Connecticut again, when I had my few friends come up to see me, when I lived a life that had nothing to do with the internet, but it was like a hobby again, when I made friends in town who didn't care about my internet status, they didn't care about any of that, when I finally had people who weren't trying to be with me for clout, and by the way, I've never successfully let that happen. I can sniff it out from a mile away. You can always tell when someone's just trying to hang out with you. Influencers all the time, I don't care if you're watching, you know who you are. People be like, OMG sis, we should hang out. We hang out. There's like crickets, like there's nothing to talk about, but then they are so quick to post about me. Oh, I hung out with Kelly Stamps to get some followers. You know how it is. There's this one chick, she hung out with me once, and it was like a first time. She posted saying like, oh, Kelly's like my bestie, like, I hope we collab soon, XOXO. It's true. I don't care. I'd rather be hated than be fake on here. I am doing so much better. That's all I can tell you. I'm still figuring out what the next step is again. I am enrolled, by the way. It's a little community college here just for winter. But I'm like, wait, I can totally go at my own pace and slowly just rack up credits until I really feel like transferring into a university. Because it's, you know, just like the internet thing, I don't want to jump into this being like, you know, my plan loosely was to get a certain, I'm not going to say it because I don't want to tell any guys anything anymore. No offense, not like that. Like, I don't want to tell you anything. I mean, I don't want to make any promises because I'm a Gemini and I'm just figuring it out as I go. But I am just so happy to have a place to go twice a week for a few weeks. Words can't explain how mellow I am now because my brain has been focused on just get an A, have fun, make a friend or two, network. Also, maybe it's not the final destination. I can literally do anything. This is the, you know, the true American dream, to become a YouTuber at a young age, you know, make a lot of money, whatever, hit a wall and realize only like fucking crazy people can do this forever for like 10 plus years and, you know, be sort of okay, unless they have like 5 therapists. I don't know how they do it. And then kind of come full circle and find a balance. I'm never quitting the internet, just to be clear. I'm too good at this. I love what I do. I will never stop. I'm just saying that there needs to be some balance. There needs to be some structure because my brain is fried, like the influencer said in this article. Completely freaking fried, hibachi steak, burnt on both sides. Again, you don't want to go viral like I did because the thing is you get stuck in that niche, for example, and then it's really hard to break out of that niche. I experienced that. And now I'm getting out of that niche and it's really fun. Might even make a second channel. I don't know, like a new start, a fresh start sort of thing. Oh, my camera's dying. Okay, good night. Please listen to what I said. Consider everything. Love you.